Here's 5 reasons why I think obsession's not always a bad thing. I think obsession used in the right way will actually push you further than you ever thought possible. Number 1, I think obsession gives you courage because it's going to give you courage to chase things most people won't. Most people are comfortable being comfortable. Maybe they like the 8 to 5 job they go to. They may like coming home, sitting on the couch and watching TV for 3 or 4 hours, going to bed and doing it all over again. I think obsessive people don't like that. I believe when you're obsessed with something to the point to where you wake up thinking about it, you go to bed thinking about it, it's going to drive you and push you more than most people are comfortable being pushed. And that's why I think obsession gives you courage, because you're thinking about it all the time and you really believe in that dream. You'll take that leap of faith when the time comes. A lot of times people put a negative connotation on obsession. It can be a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but if you focus that energy right, it can be a good thing. And that brings me to obsession number 2 being a good thing, is actually focus your attention and your thoughts on one single goal. If your goal is to own your own company, if your goal is to get that college degree, then your time, your energy, and your focus is going to be on that one thing. Everything you're trying to learn all comes together focused on that thing. That's not bad if that's what you're chasing after. I believe that God puts these dreams in our hearts so that we will chase after them. And doing anything less, to me, is a disservice. Now, with that being said, you have to make sure that's a God-focused dream. I've heard it said, if God answered every one of your prayers today, would it benefit anyone else other than you? If that answer is no, then that's not a God-focused dream. The number 3 thing obsessive people do is say no. You have to know when to not sit down and play your brand new Xbox with MLB The Show 22. I've got one. I got it recently, and I've played it 7 or 8 times. I want to play it all the time, but I know that I can't because I have to focus on making content. I have to focus on my job and my dream. You also have to tell people no when they want to go out on Friday night and you have things to do. You need to focus on what you're chasing and not going to the club or going to the restaurant. Sometimes you just have to say no. I'm not saying never to hang out with your friends and never to go to those things. I'm saying that you have to focus your attention and your time on your goal and your dream. Sometimes you have to say no to those things. And I think that's where obsessive people really shine, because they're able to turn down those things that a lot of people would just jump and do, where the obsessive person is hyper-focused on chasing the dream. They're going to do that instead. That's okay, most of the time. Number 4 thing I think obsessive people like myself do is you're always willing and wanting to learn. I have a subscription to Audible. I listen to audiobooks constantly. While I do every great once in a while listen to a fiction book, most of the time they're nonfiction, business-related books. I'm trying to gain more knowledge as much as I can from someone who's already done that, been there. So why that resource is so available for very inexpensive. You're talking $15 a month to get a book to read or listen to and learn about everybody else's experiences. It's like the deal of the century, because there's so much knowledge out there. Some of the most successful people in the world read 100 books a year or more. It's just one of those things that you can gain so much knowledge so quickly and so easily. Why wouldn't you do it? Or you can find you a mentor who will actually help bring you along on whatever course you're on. If they've been there and done that, a lot of people will reach back and help those coming after them to gain success just like they have. The number 5 thing I believe that obsessive people have that most don't is you don't have to have the best talent. You don't have to be the most talented to be the most successful. This has been proven over and over and over in history that the most talented person didn't get the job or whatever you're going after. Sometimes the one that's working the hardest will get the job because they're obsessed with it. They want it bad enough. They have the want to. They want to succeed more than the one that has a talent. There's been you can look at professional athletes. You can look at so many who've made the NFL or the NBA or the MLB, and they had the talent. They had raw talent, but they didn't want to work for it, and then they were gone in a year or two. It happens all the time, and that happens in business and everywhere else in life too. Just because someone has the talent don't mean they will outwork you. My dad raised me, and I'm so proud that he raised me that way, that I am not afraid of hard work, and I enjoy hard work. I love putting in the time and the effort to reap the reward. I know that I'm not the most talented YouTuber. I know that I'm not the most talented woodworker, but I'd be darned if anybody's going to outwork me in those fields. Listen, I've had this obsessive personality my whole life, and at times I felt really bad about the way I am or the way I'm made, but I was born this way. This is the way God made me. Now, there are times when my wife has to step in and say, hey, you're kind of going a little too far here. Step back and take a break. You really need a break. And she can see that, and I'm glad she can see that. But I'm also very glad that I was born this way, that I was made to obsess over things that drive me forward. I'm thankful for that. If you like that video, you're going to love that one. Go click that one and go watch. It's going to help you along your journey as well. I really hope it does. That's why I'm making these. Or I'll put one right there that you can go watch as well.